She was just in love with being pregnant, like she always was.
Matt Accurso and his family never saw it coming.
She was my soulmate, like she was everything. And losing her was just basically like enough to kill me. Like I felt there were times where I just wanted to die. Like I just wanted to go and be with her.
In strange coincidence, I met Matt and his wife Lauren just a few days before their lives would change forever. I was inside their home, which had been struck by lightning and damaged. There were plenty of laughs that day. The Accursos share with me how great Lauren felt and how excited she was to have her first boy. It would be one of the last times the couple would laugh together.
Our midwife, Tara, said, something's wrong. We need to get out of the pool.
Minutes after Lauren's water broke, her husband says they got her out of the tub and moved her to the bed. That's when he noticed her color changed.
And at that point, I was already praying. I just was seeing her color and the way that she looked, and it just didn't look good.
While Lauren was rushed to the hospital, her son, who they named Matthew, was without oxygen for 15 minutes. Lauren, who was just 37 years old, did not make it. Matthew was in the NICU with severe brain damage.
I felt like I couldn't grieve my wife because now I'm grieving the situation that my son is in.
This heartbroken dad,
I love you, Matthew. I love you, buddy.
Tried to stay strong for his son.
You're so strong.
17 days later, baby Matthew joined his mom.
I felt I was standing on the line between earth and heaven the whole time whenever I would hold him.
Lauren Accurso had an amniotic fluid embolism. Doctors say it's rare, happening in only 1 in every 40,000 deliveries.
It's a systemic allergic reaction that causes you to throw clots. You can be fine 1 minute and then the next minute you're not.
Dr. Marshall Achoud at Memorial Hospital tells me while many pregnancy-related deaths can be avoided, some, like what Lauren had, cannot.
There's nothing that really can be done to help prevent it at this point in time.
Matt relies on his faith more than ever. He took me to the place where he finds the most comfort, his church. It's where his wife's name will live forever. Now the parents' room dedicated and named after Lauren, his high school sweetheart.
This story still is a miracle, Heaven still is a miracle. The time that we got to spend with Matthew still is a miracle.
Now his 3 little girls are a loving reminder of their mother and the family she cherished.
This isn't the end. Grief is not the end.
Dr. Achoud says researchers are looking into this rare disease and trying to figure out why it happens. The Mayo Clinic says certain factors increase a woman's risk. If she's older than 35, if the mother has preeclampsia, they also believe medically induced labor and C-sections could possibly be connected. Doctors say pregnant moms should pay attention to their bodies. Even something as simple as unusual muscle pain shouldn't be ignored. Amber Krycka, CBS 47, Action News Jax. I spoke to the boy's uncle today, who was at a loss for words. The pain, he says, is indescribable. The 2 boys, they knew each other for a while. They were friends, but the uncle says they have not heard from the suspect's family. A local family started this new year grieving.
It's a horrible feeling.
This afternoon, family and friends said their final goodbyes to 14-year-old Jaden Vaughn. Deputies say he was shot and killed by an 11-year-old boy.
We miss him. And we're doing the best that we can do to carry on.
The day after Christmas, deputies say Vaughn was visiting friends, 11 and 13-year-old brothers, at this Lake City home. According to this report, deputies say after the boys were play wrestling, the 11-year-old went to his parents' room, pulled out their gun, removed the magazine, pointed it at Jaden, and shot him. Investigators say no parents were home at the time of the shooting. Deputies say after the shooting, the 11-year-old called his dad and told him that Jaden came at him with a knife. Investigators say the 11-year-old and his brother admitted placing a kitchen knife in Jaden's hand after the shooting, believing they would be in less trouble.
I don't want him to have lost his young life in vain.
Christopher Hall is not only praying for comfort in his nephew's killing, but justice.
What I pray for is they get what they deserve, and only God knows what they deserve.
And I did speak with someone here at the sheriff's office to see if there may be more charges coming, if the parents will be in trouble. At this time, they are still investigating, and I'll continue to check in with them daily. Reporting live in Lake City, Amber Krycka, CBS 47, Action News Jax. See the car losing control before slamming into the man's truck and boat Tuesday morning around 8:30.
I heard a boom, and then I heard a big smash.
Lee says he ran to his neighbor's house to see what happened.
My first action was try to help the young man that was in the car where it happened to. That was my first action. He got out of the car, he seemed to be okay.
You can see behind me here where it looks like the driver started to slam on his brakes. You can see that skid mark there in the road, then went over this curb and then drove into this woman's yard there. You can see the tire marks before plowing into that truck and a boat. The owner says not only was his truck and boat damaged, but so was his garage. Neighbors tell me the young man in the car was looking down at his phone seconds before the crash. In July of last year, Florida passed a new law that allows officers to pull over drivers for texting and driving. And starting this year, drivers are not allowed to hold their phones while driving in a school or construction zone. According to Florida Highway Patrol, 1,139 people have been pulled over this year for texting while driving in Florida. In our area, 5 people got tickets for texting behind the wheel. Lee says it's more than just being distracted. He says they are speeding in his neighborhood.
Both of her mailbox has been taken out. My mailbox has been taken out. The people over here's mailbox has been taken out.
As we were out in his neighborhood, a JSO officer stopped by. He said he was keeping an eye out for drivers speeding after receiving complaints. Reporting on the west side, Amber Krycka, CBS 47, Action News Jax. Some women will spend big money to look their best, but they could end up with something in their eyelashes they didn't expect.
Literally clinging to your lashes.
Dr. Aaron Gulani is talking about mites, which are similar to lice.
Yeah, I never heard of that. It's pretty frightening.
Lately, we are also seeing these in many cosmetic scenarios like eyelid extensions.
Gulani says he's seen patients recently in with dry eyes or chronic irritation caused by those mites. He tested a lash and found a creepy crawler.
Before we treated, we looked at it and boom, there it was.
He says they feed on oils and debris.
A warm, moist place to live. Any such place for any bacteria, any parasite is heaven.
Basically, if cleaning your face and eyelashes isn't in your daily routine, then you're giving them a chance to camp out.
Each stylist is licensed and they've been certified and trained.
Charnay Wynn, owner at iGlam, says they have 400 to 500 appointments a month for eyelash extensions.
We've got clients that range from ages 16 up to like 65.
Wynn says from the very first time they meet a client, they teach them how to keep their lashes clean.
And they think if they clean them, they're going to fall off.
Yes.
And that's the opposite. The cleaner your lashes are, the better they will stay.
Gulani says if you don't take care of it, it becomes a chronic inflammation. It can also cause crusty eyelids.
The debris that they leave behind is a source of inflammation, chemical reaction, and ocular irritation.
Dr. Gulani isn't saying if you have eyelash extensions, you have mites. If you do have the extensions, he says just to be aware. And ask your doctor to check. It only takes a few seconds. But most importantly, clean your face and make sure all your makeup is off.
Then you get some little extra critters. That's not great.
Amber Krycka, CBS 47 Fox 30, Action News Jax.